Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopefully elect. All right, I'm going to go into this lesson. This brother is already with the Pittsburgh GMS camp. I want to go into this lesson right here. This video clip I came across. I don't know how new it is, but you should be able to see what's going on. All right. So as you see right there, it's the false image of who the world English call Jesus Christ, okay? Which is the image of Serapis Christus, or Serapis Crispy, as the elders like to call him, elder apostles like to call him, okay? And Caesar Borgia, okay? And Esau is going to use this type of technology to deceive people, and Lord willing, this will be a quick lesson. Matthew 24:24 says, "For there shall arise false Mashiachs, or false anointeds, false Christs, and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect." All right, so Esau is going to show, these false images of who the world really calls Jesus Christ. He's going to show a lot of things in the heavens, and to tell us not to be dismayed at the signs of the heavens. Okay, there may be conflicting information, or images that Esau puts up, but as it says here, if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. But we know it's not possible for them to deceive the very elect. Look at this precept. There's a lesson that Brother Danyala did recently. The Ak Danyala here in Pittsburgh. Okay. Shall. Which I think the word is separate. And the brother might have went into this. Okay. If you're a part of the elect, this applies to you. Romans 8:35 says, "Who shall separate us from the love of Hamashiach? Shall tribulation, or distress, or persecution, or famine, or nakedness, or peril, or sword?" Okay. I'm going to skip to the point. "For I am persuaded that neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor powers, nor things present, nor things to come, nor height, nor depth, nor any other creature shall be able to separate us from the love of the Most High, which is in Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, our Lord." And I'm sure that's probably broken down a little bit better over here. Right. Yeah, that was broken down into a few scriptures, but they didn't show the numbers. Okay. So I read verse 35, then I skipped down to verse 38 and 39. Right, so just to clarify what was going on, and that was Romans 8. So if we're a part of the elect, nothing's going to separate us, not tribulation, not none of these things we go through, not none of these false prophets, not none of these false images, and I'll get the one too. Because there'll be things that could bug you out and make you afraid. Which I'm going to get that word dismay. Okay, I'm going to get be not dismayed. And I'm going to get, try to get it in a blue letter. Oh, wait. At Jeremiah 10. I want to know what that word dismayed means. So let's go here, new tab, get blue letter. What was it? Jeremiah 10. Boom. Boom. And I'm doing this on my phone. My wife is asleep, so I gotta. Jeremiah 2:10, and the Lord Salakia All right. Thus saith Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. Let's get that word dismayed. To prostrate, to break down by violence or by confusion and fear, to be afraid, to amaze, to discourage, to go down, to scare, to terrify. So to be shattered, dismayed, broken, abolished, shattered, dismayed, to be scared, to, you know what I'm saying? So, there are things that could, that this devil's gonna try to show you to try to make you afraid. Okay? So that's one thing. Then, there will be actual signs that the Lord will give. You know what I'm saying? That we're not to be afraid of blood moons and, even the chariots. Some people can be afraid if they see the chariots, which we're not afraid because, we pray and hope that they're our salvation. You know what I'm saying? So that's not everybody, but, nevertheless, we're not to be, let's look at some more of this. It says, broken in pieces, dismayed, okay, to scare, to be scared, to shudder with accusative, terrified, boom, boom, boom. So yeah, so that probably wasn't the best one to be broken. So Salakia, but nevertheless, so that's just another thing. Most Hebrew Israelites not gonna be afraid of seeing no chariots or nothing like that. But yeah, man, this is just a trick. You know what I'm saying? Esau, man, we understand he got his Blue Beam project. You know what I mean? He's got his different technologies where he's able to show great signs and wonders in the heavens. You know what I'm saying? And, of course, that goes anywhere from his military might, from his different payloads, his different bombs he can put. Okay, but let's get this. Man, what's a good one that he showed great? I don't know if I'm wording this right, but I'm going to see what comes. So that's one. Luke 21 is 1, 2. Revelation. Yeah, that's 1, 2. Revelation 13. Let's get this Luke. Luke 21:25, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars and upon the earth, distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. Okay, so there are going to be signs that Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to send. All right. But there's also signs that this devil can make. And one of them is his weapons of war. As we're going to read here. So like I got a little allergies going on. There must be some dust. Revelation 13 and 13 says, okay, well, we understand contextually. All right. Revelation 13 and 11, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. And 2 horns like a lamb. A lamb is a peaceable animal. Okay? And the 2 horns represent a 2-party system. You got the Democrats and the Republicans. And they give you the guise that that peace should be achievable because you have someone to represent you in either party. Okay? But actually, their actions, what they speak, is actually draconian, dragon-like. They tell you one thing and they do another. They make you think you got the choice, but really it ain't up to you, and it's pre-chosen for you. Verse 12, Salakia. And he exercises all the power of the first beast before him, and causes the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. This represents the first beast is Rome. All right, and they cause you to worship the Roman Empire, okay, because this is Rome 2.0, and they're causing them, let's read it, I don't know if there's another one, no, but anyway, there's another one that says, yeah, there's more, I'm going to skip down and come back up, verse 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as will not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So, a lot of people that don't conform to the democracy that the U.S. tries to push, they take them out. They find different ways to infiltrate and destroy them. Verse 13, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. So, yes, he has those weapons of destruction miracles, but he's also got these moving pictures and these, spraying things in the sky, and he can, paint an image. Esau's very technological, and he can put an image in the sky to make you believe something, so that it says he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by means of those miracles, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. And that's what we just saw. Saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. Okay, representing the Roman Empire, because it was taken down during the Dark Ages. All right. There was a 1,000-year reign where Rome was not in power. Okay, and they called it the Dark Ages. They say, there's no recorded history when we know that in actuality, okay, it's called dark because dark races were ruling, i.e. the Israelites. Okay, they were ruling during that time. And we're not here to argue with you about history, historical facts. We're not here to argue with you. We're not historians in the fact that we're completely relying on history. We're relying on prophecy. And we saw where vocab was completely and utterly made to look stupid, all right, because he had to admit, this is a sign, when Deuteronomy 28 came out, and the brother that was talking to him said, look, these were meant to be a sign and a wonder. And the vocab said, well, it was a sign of judgment. Nigga, it's still a sign. Even whether you want to look and say, damn, these people is getting judged, or you want to look and say, damn, these people is the Israelites, it's still a sign, and it's still going to be on the Israelites. So, nigga, you could try to play specifics and pity pat and say, it wasn't meant to say that you could look at the Israelites are right here because of the curses. Well, yes, it actually was. But even if you want to just entertain what you say that it was meant to be for a sign of the Lord's judgment against wickedness, that the curses were still going to be on the Israelites. So either way you want to flip it, who's under these curses? Who made the covenant with the Most High by blood? Who's going to abide forever? Okay, the scriptures tell you that if the ordinances of the heavens, of the sun and the moon and the stars, and if the depths of the ocean are able to be searched out, if the heavens are able to be searched out, then Israel will cease from before him. But guess what? The scriptures say that I am Yahweh, I change not. Therefore, you sons of Jacob are not destroyed. Okay, Jacob is not destroyed. You want to talk about descendants? Yeah, they got descendants. Does that mean that ain't them no more because they got descendants? Huh? Are you trying to wordplay them out of existence? Because Psalms 83 does in fact mean, when it says they shall cause them to be no more in remembrance, it doesn't mean that they will stop them from remembering themselves, even though that's a part of it. What it means is they're going to try to remove that. Yeah, it means that they're going to try to remove who they really are from the face of everybody. Okay, except for a very select few people who are in on it. What does Job 9:24 tell you? The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. What does he do with that power? He covers the faces of the judges thereof. See, there's a lot of narratives that you Edomites don't want to get into. There's a lot of narratives that you don't want to speak about because it puts shotgun holes in your doctrine. It puts cannonball holes in what you believe. And these things begin to disintegrate because you have to admit, you know what? It does say that there will be a breathing together, or people will conspire to remove a certain people from their true heritage of everybody knowing who they are and being able to identify them. It says it in the Bible very clearly. For you to say, oh, it doesn't say they will forget. Yes, it does, man. It does say that they will forget who they were. Yeah, it says it right there. It would cause them to be no more in remembrance. So there was a period of time. What do you think the scriptures say? There should be a falling away first. What's the falling away? See, now Christians like to say the falling away is the believers not believing anymore. Okay. But ultimately the falling away is Israel okay, going through these different captivities and being forced into forgetting who they were. What about the Hellenistic period that's depicted in secular history? But they removed the Apocrypha and they removed the accounts of where it was punishable by death to call yourself an Israelite. It was punishable by death to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Okay, so if enough generations of that, what's going to happen? You're going to forget who you are. Now, did the Lord preserve some? Yes. Even during the times of the New Testament, what did he say? Okay, even now there is a remnant according to the election of grace. Okay, so come on, man. You Christians, y'all try to, especially vocab, man. He tries to cover up, deflect, curve around the truth and try to, he tries to change the topic. You tell him it's a sign and a wonder. He wants to say, well, I mean, to say that, because the problem he runs into is if he says it ain't a prophecy, if he says it's not a sign, if he says it's not a miracle, now he runs the risk of sounding like a non-believer. So instead of saying, well, it ain't no miracle, that ain't nothing, he has to turn around and say, well, really, this is what it means. But it don't change the fact that whether you feel like it's a sign of judgment or a sign of the Israelites, it's still going to be on the Israelites. And you're still going to look at them and say, this is quite a peculiar situation that's happening to these people. It's a lot, yeah. I went on a rant and I ain't get a bunch of scriptures. You know what I'm saying? And it's, them damn near turn this into a whole nother situation here through the Spirit. Daniel 9:12 says that he have confirmed his words. Oh man, let me see if there's let me go back. Whew, come on, man. Daniel 9. Man, I gotta go to the chapter. Daniel 9. I don't want to read the whole thing. Come on, man. What we doing? I guess I got to. Daniel 9:4 says, and I prayed unto Yahweh my power, and made my confession, and said, O Lord, the great and dreadful power, keeping the covenant and mercy to them that love him, keeping the covenant and mercy to them that love him, and to them that keep his commandments. We have sinned and have committed iniquity, and have done wickedly, and have rebelled, even by departing from thy precepts and from thy judgments. This was all depicted in Deuteronomy 28. If you do what the Lord said, you're going to be blessed. If you don't do what he said, you're going to get them curses. This is reiterating that fact, right? Neither have we hearkened unto thy servants the prophets, which spake in thy name to our kings, our princes, and our fathers, and to all the people of the land. You see, now my phone wants to do this bull crap, man. It always does me like this when I'm trying to do a lesson, man. Right? You see how I don't want to reload? Esau, man. Here we go. The water y'all about some y'all shot. All right. I'm going to skip that. Verse 9, Daniel 9:9. To the Lord our power belong mercies and forgiveness, though we have rebelled against him. Neither have we obeyed the voice of Yahweh our power, to walk in his laws, which he set before us by his servants the prophets. Yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing. That's part of the falling away right there. Falling away, right? That they might not obey thy voice. Therefore the curse is poured out upon us, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of our power, because we have sinned against him, and he have confirmed his words which he spake against us, and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven have not been done as has been done upon Jerusalem. You got to be blind, you got to be blind, deaf, and mute. And which, not the mute, but come on, man. Because if you can't see and can't hear, I don't know, what you're talking for. But that's neither here nor there, right? And I'm not trying to get on, nobody who's dealing with that. But what I'm saying is this, man. You got to be under a rock. Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? If it ain't the people that's in control, who can have control and access in the Vatican and these different places to the original scrolls, who have scholars upon scholars who can go through the scriptures up and down, left and right. If you got two versions of all these historical biblical paintings, and you got the Black Madonna, you got all these so-called black icons in Russia, okay, that have been whitewashed, where you find a white equivalent and a black equivalent. Well, is black people ruling the world, so-called black people, Israelites, or are what? So-called white people, Edomites, ruling the world. You got Edomites. So who's covering up the faces of the judges? Because we can't control that. So-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, we can't control that. So who's controlling that? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man's controlling that, and he's covering the faces of the true judges, which is you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, which are the biblical Israelites. Because under the whole heaven, under the whole earth, you can't say what happened to them Khazars is anything like what happened with the transatlantic slavery, with the continued injustice that so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans endure to this day. You can't say that anybody's dealing with this, man. Come on, man. If you have a speck of honesty in you, no other race is enduring what we going through. As a dude posted a video the other day, when there was a Edomite doing something, they was quick to say, oh, they're having a mental breakdown. The Edomite was calling somebody a nigger. Oh, she's having a mental breakdown. Edomite can pull a gun and wave it at you. Edomite can chase a cop down like he's going to beat him up and hurt him. And the cop will have the utmost restraint. But Jake could be having just a bad day or going through this and that and die. Get unalive very quickly. You can have a cell phone and they can say it's a gun and shoot you 29 million times. You could be in your own house and you're a football player and they can come up in your house and shoot you with AKs or ARs or whatever they shoot you with. Why? And then nobody gets any jail time. Niggas get paid leave. Niggas get, commended on the internet. Why is this happening to one particular race of people, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans specifically? And really, it starts with the tribe of Judah. They get the utmost, disrespect and things of that nature. Why is this happening? Because it all goes back to the curses. And you got to be blind and deaf and mute or stupid to not agree that Deuteronomy 28, all them curses, you're going to build a house, but you ain't going to live in it. You're going to plant a vineyard, but that all happened during slavery, man. Was they planting vineyards over there in the camps, man, that you like to keep bringing up? Was they building houses in the camps? And you know what I mean when I say the camps, man. I don't have to get specific because then it'll be hate speech. No, they wasn't doing none of those things. They don't fit the curses. They don't fit the prophecies. Because when Israel went back to the land in their righteousness, guess what? There would not be any more war in the earth. So anyway, man, this became a various topics. Originally started off by, not being dismayed in the signs of heaven. And not even just that one, just not seeing these different, because you're going to have people, and I guess ultimately it all kind of goes together, because anybody that looks at that image and says, that's the Messiah, ultimately they believe a lie. Ultimately they believe what they've been spoon-fed by these so-called white people, these Edomites, man, which is a false image of who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, whose name is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Yahushai, the name of the Son, Yahweh, the name of the Father, Ba'Hashem, means in the name, Ba'Hashem, in the name. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Call Allah Yom La, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopefully elect. With that, I want to say Shalom, my Baba Ball, Shalom.